This is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. See, madness, as you know, is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
So, riddle me this, Batman. What do you get when for a decade you tell people that law enforcement is not to be respected? Law enforcement is to be fought and questioned at every turn. You give people ridiculous... I read this somewhere on Facebook, legal advice. They go out there and become fucking sovereign citizens. Jeez. What do you get when for decades you not only tell people that there are just some laws that don't need to be followed, but you actively don't follow the law? Like, what do you think happens when you call a federal government task force? You call them the Gestapo. You compare everything they do to Kristallnacht. What do you do when for decades you tell people there's no such thing as an illegal person? It's all immigrants. No, there's no illegal about it. We outright reject the whole illegal thing because we just don't agree with the law. And anybody who would seek to tear apart families and destroy lives of innocent people who are just raping, murdering children, but we're not going to acknowledge those because those people are all white. And this is so terrible what they're doing. They're just destroying the lives of innocent people. It's your neighbors, it's your friends, it's your family. It's your local scam artist. For decades, you tell people that law enforcement's bad because law enforcement wants to enforce the law. And that's bad because it's racist. It's xenophobic. It's Islamophobic. It's phobophobic. And then, to add insult to injury, for a year, I have had to watch and talk about videos of people throwing rocks at ICE, people burning ICE vehicles, ICE agents being shot, ICE officers being shot. How long ago was it that like two of them were killed? Or one of them died? I don't... Like... And what do you think? Do you think that there's really like a completely and utterly separate division of ICE in every fucking state? It's not the National Guard. We don't have everybody's own local ICE. These guys are bopping around the whole fucking country doing this shit. This is probably the 10th violent encounter they've dealt with this year. It's a high pressure job. there is people in the government actively trying to set them up to get fucked. You've got protesters. How many videos have I seen of protesters everywhere where ICE is? ICE shows up, somebody goes, ICE is here, and everybody goes, oh shit, and they all rush to where ICE is. I wonder if it's that app. That app that everybody said was going to be totally benign. No, who's going to really be tracking ICE on the app? I wonder if it's because of that shit. Or something like it. Maybe Reddit. People sitting at home on online all day, just hitting refresh. Just see where the next riot's going to be. And then they all go to where the ICE agents are, where they're trying to do their job. And they hoot and they holler and they blow whistles and make threats and throw rocks and break windows and set fire to cars and do all this shit. They burn LA to the ground. So you got a whole bunch of guys amped up trying to do a job. And you got a whole bunch of mommy sleuths and flat earthers out there trying to disrupt them from doing their job because they don't agree with their job. Even though their job is to uphold the law. And so they gas up all these fucktards. And they go out there and they get disruptive and they try to do shit. And then all the fucking idiots, fucking Tim Walz, fucking retard, posting a video of 50 ICE agents arresting one little dude. And he's like, this is the way that Donald Trump is using your tax money. And I'm like, well, yeah. Because there's fucking 30 people that I can see all filming it and fucking yelling and screaming. And after they get out of the building, there's 200 fucking people out there to wait and scream and fucking yell at them. And stand in the way of their car and try to keep them from arresting the prisoners. And so we've got a whole bunch of amped up troops. We've got a whole bunch of gassed up dummies. And everybody thinks that they're in a movie or TV show. And that they're the main characters, so nothing bad's going to happen to them. And no matter what they do, they're a hero because these guys are the Gestapo. And man, I know that if I was in 1940s Germany, I would have been fighting against the Nazis. And so they're fighting against the Nazis. They're just rounding up innocent people, and these people are just disappearing. They're disappearing to a holding facility where they are then vanished to an airplane, where they are then whisked away to fucking El Salvador, where they are hocus pocused into a fucking jail cell, and nobody knows where they are. All this talk for a year. Most of it for a decade. The attacks on ICE has really just been this year. Nevertheless, it's been all year long. And so, earlier today, a lady was fighting the power. She was blocking the road, fucking with ice, doing whatever. And I see a video that starts with one of the ice cars speeding around past her, and another ice truck goes up to her, and guys wearing vests that say police start commanding that she shut down her vehicle and get out of the car. She backs up, puts it in drive, hits the gas hard enough for the tires to spin almost a full revolution on the ice before it grips and goes towards an officer that is standing in front of the car. Because, you know, that's what they do. They stand in front of your car, because then that way if you hit them, they can just kill you. And he shot her. And she's dead. And it's ridiculous. And it's sad. And it's fucking stupid. You know, these people aren't worth your life. They don't fucking care about you. They informed you that they don't fucking care about you when they decided to break our laws and come into the country. They don't fucking care about you. Care about you tonight, though. Dead for the cause. The trouble with loyalty to the cause is that the cause will always betray you. And they're going to riot tonight. It's going to be bullshit. But, you know, tonight is a perfect opportunity to go out and get a few hundred purses to sell online, or 10, 20 pairs of shoes, some electronics. Tonight's going to be a great night for that shit, I'm sure. And the Democrats are already declaring this a murder and heavily criticizing anybody who would dare to judge this in any other way, because we don't have enough information yet. There needs to be an investigation, but this is obviously a murder. And the Republicans are like, well, you can see in the video that she, you know, drove at the officer. I watch a lot of those body cam videos, man. And if there's a police officer standing in front of your car, and your car makes a movement from 0 to a half a mile an hour, it's almost 100% of the time that the officer will, at the very least, put his hand upon his service pistol, or he will full on fucking draw it at you and demand that you stop and shut down your vehicle and get out of the car. This is what they call a lawful order. If your car goes from 0 to 5 miles an hour, it's about a 70 to 80% probability that you're going to get fucking shot. And if that officer hears that engine rev to 1,000 RPM and sees the wheel spin, hears the wheel spin as that car comes lurching at him, it's about a 98% chance that you're going to get fucking shot. And the 2% that don't get shot, run over the cop. So, that had to happen for some stupid fucking reason. And now the left is going to just ignore reality. Like, the thing that the thing that fucking kills me the most about this whole situation, they're quoting Orwell. Don't believe your lying eyes. They're saying, don't believe your lying eyes. That's what they're telling you. The Republicans are telling you to not believe your lying eyes. And I'm like, but I watched it. You're lying to me. Like, so now, Tim Walz wants a local investigation into things. I wonder how that's going to play out. They want murder charges brought up against the officer. I don't know what's going to happen. But here's my guess. There's going to be interviews people are going to be talking to. There's going to be full-on investigation into every facet of this woman's life, every facet of this officer's life. They're going to look into every detail of the operation. They're going to look into absolutely everything that happened. They're going to subpoena every phone of every fucking person that was there. They're going to look and watch at every video from every angle. They're going to look at every ring camera. They're going to look at everything. They're going to look at the cameras in the vehicles that ICE was driving. They're going to look at the body cam footage of everybody. And you know what we're going to find out? When it's all said and done, you want to know what we're going to find out? We're going to find out that this woman is an agitator that doesn't believe that the law should be enforced. And she went down there with the purpose of fucking with ICE. We're going to find out that she was obstructing. She was trying to block their vehicles and pretending like she was, oh, I'm just trying to back into the driveway. Whatever. And we're going to find out that they attempted to detain her. We're going to find out that the vehicle that rushes up beyond her and then stops and parks, that's the vehicle that the officer got out of to go and assist. He's coming across the front of the car. The car spins, lurches towards him. As soon as that car starts going forward, his gun gets drawn. Command to stop is given multiple times. Should stop. came at him. He shot. It is going to be ruled as self-defense, provided that the well hasn't already been so poisoned by the mayor of Minneapolis and the governor of Minnesota and every fucking politician and everybody that's talking about everybody is talking about this. Everybody is going to be talking about this tomorrow all day long. The day after that, the day after that, the day after that. This is going to eclipse everything. And ultimately they're going to find that this was not a crime, and nobody's going to accept that. Everybody's going to say this is because Donald Trump is forcing you to do this because of the fraud. He's forcing you to do this because of the fraud, or he's forcing you to do this because of this, or he's forcing you to do this because of that, or and it's all a rigged thing, it's all sham. Or they're going to find this guy guilty, and Donald Trump's going to be like, fuck you, I pardon him, or something. And then the left is really going to fucking lose their shit, and they're going to go out and fucking riot, and then the hammer's going to come down. And how much longer do you think it's going to be before the inevitable happens yet again? Before some dumb fuck stands in front of one of the trucks. Oh, I'm not going to let you go. I'm going to stand here in front of the truck and get run the fuck over. Or somebody's going to shoot another ICE officer again for like the 6th or 7th time this year. Because Tim Walz is like, well, I'm out of government. I'm wealthy now. I've been in the game long enough to have grifted quite a lot of money. So I'm not running again. I'm going to serve out my term. I'm going to cause as much fucking chaos as I can. Because fuck you, Donald Trump. Then you got to deal with it. And I'm out. The midterms, I'm gone. Y'all have fun, motherfuckers. And he doesn't give a shit. Because he's going to move to fucking Argentina. Or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to live in some gated community for the rest of his life. He don't give a fuck what happens to everybody else in this country. So he's going to drive hard. So hard, in fact, that he's threatening to bring in the National Guard of Minnesota to go and stand against the federal government. So what happens when you mix a whole bunch of gassed up dummies with a whole bunch of really tense, constantly under attack, highly trained, highly armed, highly resourced, highly authorized man? What happens? The inevitable.